any doubt, you can just comment below. And from now onwards, I will try to upload the videos on every Sunday, because from last few weeks I have missed. I was busy in some other work, so I couldn't upload the videos. But from now onwards, I'll try to upload the videos on every Sunday. So you can just subscribe to this channel and comment below if you have any doubts. So I will just try to uh, just give you a solutions. So let's start with the today's interview questions videos. So first question is, how to replace local PSM Connect and PSMAdminConnect users with the domain. So this question is asked like many times in the interview also, and many of you guys ask me this question. So the answer is, and like why there is a requirement. So if you know, in 2019, if you are installing the component on the 2019 servers, so in there is a some known issue, or you can say the some compatibility. Microsoft RDS CAL license doesn't allow the session to be lasted for more than 1 hour. So in that case, you need to have the domain users, because it is not allowed for the local users to connect, because your PSM Connect and Admin Connect are gets created locally on the PSM server, and your connections gets established with those users PSM Connect. And then if you are connecting to the target machine for more than 1 hour, so your session will not last, it will automatically gets disconnected. So to fix that issue, you need to have the domain users. Your PSM Connect and PSM Admin Connect should be created on Active Directory. So how you can create that on the Active Directory? So first of all, you can ask the respective team, AD team. They will just create the account on the domain, and then same permissions, like whatever the permissions are there on to for the local, you need to configure same permissions. By right click, you can just provide that path also, like initialize path. There is a exe file, you just need to provide that path, your ideal session timeout, everything just like your local users. How it is configured, you need to configure your domain users. Then in some GPO, you need to just instead of your local users, you need to mention your domain users, domain PSM Connect and domain Admin Connect. Like in your script also, while you are running the hardening script, everywhere you just need to replace your local user and you need to place your domain users. And in CyberArk or PWW also, you need to onboard your this PSM Connect and PSM Admin Connect, so that password can be managed by the CPM. You can onboard in the same PSM safe, and CPM will be taking care of the password management. So these are the some steps you need to follow when you are just using a domain users, domain PSM Connect and domain admin PSM Admin Connect. So changes you need to make on your first of all, the same permission should you have, should you should provide to your domain users, and everywhere in the hardening file, in the group policy, in basic psm.inf file, and in your app locker file also, you need to make the changes. Wherever you find this local users, you need to make the changes, and then you can just use this account. So you can first try the connection if it is working fine or any modification is required. So in the same way, you can just try the connections. So these are the few steps you need to follow to make this users domain users. Because, and also sometime in the interview they ask like why there is a need, why we can't use the local users. So as I said, like because there is some limitation when you are installing on the 2019 Windows Server. So Microsoft doesn't support the session for 1 hour, for more than 1 hour for the local users. So that's why in that case you need to have the your domain PSM Connect and PSM Admin Connect. Okay, moving to next question. Okay, so what is CyberArk Alero and its benefit? Though CyberArk Alero is a new component or new product, you can say, which was released by CyberArk recently only. I think it's been 1 or 2 years. The CyberArk has released Alero, or you can say the remote access. I think they have renamed to the remote access. So CyberArk Alero, what is a CyberArk Alero? So it's a SaaS based product, and using this you can eliminate the VPN. So because if you have heard about, there were lots of cyber attacks were planned when people were using VPN, because in the COVID time everyone was working from home, and they need to first install the VPN, first they need to connect to the VPN, and they were connecting to their company's network, and then accessing the servers. So during that only CyberArk Alero came into the picture, and CyberArk Alero, it's a URL. You don't need to install anything. You just need to configure the Alero, and it will work with your mobile. So you need to install an application on your mobile phone, and then you can just scan the QR code and you will be logged into the Alero dashboard. And from there you can just directly connect to your PVW. So the Alero is just you. It is being in simple terms. You can say no VPN, no installation, no password required, and it's secure. And the you have the biometric. So you need to scan the QR code which you will get after entering the Alero URL, and then it will ask you for the biometric. You need to provide your thumb to that your mobile phone, and then only you will be able to log into your Alero dashboard. So it reduces every risk because there is no password being used. So no one can just exploit the password because there is no password. You are logging with the QR code. You are scanning it and log into that Alero dashboard, and then just providing your thumbprint or fingerprint, any which you have given while installing that CyberArk mobile application. So when this Alero, you can use this Alero instead of the VPN, and it will just provide the more security. And because many of the companies are following the work from home culture till now, so this is like one of the finest product of CyberArk. Using this you can just log in from anywhere. So they are having different data centers also. So slowly they are covering more data centers. So you need to sign up. You need to reach out to the CyberArk support to just sign up for the Alero, because they have some URL, and there you need to sign up and license and everything that will be taken care by the CyberArk support. And after that you can just use this in your environment, and the you can use it for your on premises also, and for cloud also it's supported. But in cloud, in the privileged cloud, there are some limitations. So CyberArk support, maybe they will be bringing some more features in going forward, because on privileged cloud your active directory integration is not supported for the Alero, but for on premises it is supported. And there are many new features also in Alero. So in coming session, I'll try to discuss those as well, as because this was a new product and I thought like everyone should know about it, because there are many people who don't know what is CyberArk Alero and remote access. So I thought like I could just create a this informative video on this topic. Next is, what are the types of caching your credential provider use. So what is a caching mechanism? So if you all know, credential provider is used to eliminate the hard coded credentials. Hard coded credential means in the script, when if someone is providing the password in a plain text, so that is a risk. So to eliminate those passwords in a plain text, we can use the credential provider CCP to eliminate those risk, and automatically using that command it will fetch the password from CyberArk vault, and then it will just use in the script. So your credential provider works on a cache mechanism. So cache, what is a cache mechanism? So when your credential provider agent just fetch the password from the CyberArk PVWA, it store that password in the cache, in its cache memory. So every time it will not go to the vault to get that password. If the password is not expired or CPM is not changing the password, it will just go to the cache, and that cache is encrypted. No one can see that password where it is stored and cannot decrypt it. So first it will just get that password, and it will not go to vault, and it will provide that password from the cache memory only to the application or whatever script you are running. So there are different types of cache mechanism we have in credential provider. One is the none, second is the memory, and third is the persistent. So in the none, it will not store the password in the cache. If you want, like, the password shouldn't be stored in the cache memory. So in the main configuration file of the credential provider, which is, I think, main app provider something, which you will find on the safe of app provider. So you can just edit that safe, and you can just change that. By default it will have the persistent, which is the recommended one. So you can change this to none if you don't want the password to be stored in the cache. So why the password is stored in the cache? To improve the performance of the credential provider, because every time it will go to the vault and then it will fetch the password again and again. But it's having the same password in the cache. It will not go to the vault. It will just get that password from the cache, and it will just provide to that application or any of the script. So that's why persistent is the recommended one. Second is your memory. So in the memory, it store the password in the local memory, and every time it will not go to the vault to get that password. If that password is not expired, or CPM is not changing the password, it will just retrieve that password, and it will provide to that applications or any script you are working on. And third is, which is the recommended one, and it's more secure, persistent. So if you will install the credential provider, by default you will see credential provider will be there in your main configuration file. By default it will be configured persistent only, because it is more secure, and it will just have the better cache mechanism, and it will have, let's say, there was some issue, your credential provider is not able to reach to the vault. So in that case, your cache mechanism works. So it can just get that password from the cache, and it can just deliver to the script or the any application or device you want to run with that password, username and password. So that's why persistent is the recommended one, because it is more secure, and the performance, everything is much faster than the other mechanism, other than your none and memory. So if you will get a chance, just go to the private ARC client and just see the app provider safe. I think it will be app provider conf something, name of that safe. Inside that you will find that main configuration file for the credential provider. So you can use that, you can just edit that, and you can find the your cache level, your cache mechanism. So you will find your persistent only by default, because that is the recommended one. Okay, moving to next question. Okay, so this is also important, and many times like people ask me this question. So how to calculate the hash to enable hash authentication of the web service in CCP? So what is a CCP? It's one of the AIM product. Like previously we discussed about the CP. So now this is the CCP, Central Credential Provider, and it works with the REST API or the SOAP protocol. This is also being used to fetch the password from CyberArk to the application, or if you want to run any script or any service you want to run. So you can use this CCP to fetch the password. So while configuring the CCP, you need to create applications in CyberArk. So while creating the application, we have different authentication methods. One will be your OS user, another will be your hash, certificate, and something path will be there. I think path, there are four authentication. So in the OS user, you can just provide the operating system, your local user. With that, you want to authenticate to the wall to get the password. Similarly, you can use the hash authentication, your path, or certificate serial number. So to authenticate with the hash, you need to calculate the hash value. So to calculate that hash value, you need to use this command. So this is the command net aim get app info.exe. So you will find this exe file in the installation directory of the CCP. So just go to, let's say if it is installed in the C drive. So just go to C program file 86 private arc something. There will you will find some SDK or something. There will be a folder. So there you will find this utility to calculate the hash. So you can open the PowerShell and you can run this utility. And after that you will get a hash. You need to copy that hash and you can need to put in the PWA in the application where you have created that application in the hash authentication. So you are providing more security to the authentication to get the password from CyberArk. Okay. Moving to next. How to configure the PTA user in PAM so that it can initiate automatic password change. So as you all know, PTA is one of the CyberArk product which works on the artificial intelligence. It can just automatically onboard the accounts. It can just invoke the password change, and there are many features it can just create. It can just work on automatically. But for that, you need to configure it, and you need to install a PTA. And to install the PTA, you need to have a different license, and it's a Linux based device, so you need to install a Linux box. You can install PTA as a software also, or you can import the image also. So in that case, your PTA will be installed, and then you can configure the your password change option. Because after installing the PTA, there the users of PTA gets created involved. So you need to grant the permissions to the PTA users. These are the permission. You can see list, retrieve, and view safe member permission, and so that it can just invoke the CPM, and it can just flag this flag the account, and then CPM will be changing the password. So these are the permissions. So let's say there was a test A account is onboarded in CyberArk, and you want the password to be changed of that test A account. So in which safe it is onboarded, you need to give the permission onto that safe. The permissions are the list, retrieve, and view safe member permission, and account management, like where you have the password change management permission. There you need to provide the permission so that PTA will invoke the CPM, and CPM will be rotating the password of that account. So that is how you can configure the your PTA. Okay. Okay, moving to next question. What is export vault data utility? So earlier, like there was a patch reporter. So using that patch reporter, you can just get the reports in a better way. Everything is like you will in the same patch reporter dashboard. You will see every data. It will be in a good format. Your Excel, you have the document, etc. But later on that was not supported by CyberArk. So you can use this export vault data utility, and you can export the data from Vault, whether it's the you can do it in the text file or the CSV file. So there are different commands, and for that you need to create a user also to authenticate to Vault. And this is a utility you can just download from the marketplace also. I think on marketplace it will be available, or you can download from the SFP, and there you can just download this EVD, and along with you will find a document also, so you can just go through that document and you can run that utility from a server, and from that server it should have the reachability to the Vault. And these are the some minimum requirements you should have, like your 16, 12 or Windows 8, and your CyberArk Vault should be 8.5 above. Then only your EVD will be supported. Okay, moving to next question. What is Conjur Secret Manager Enterprise? So I believe everyone has heard about this Conjur. So Conjur is a one of the product of CyberArk and the family member of your access application access management manager, or you can say AAM. So this is used to eliminate the hard-coded credentials for the cloud applications. So let's say you are developing some cloud applications on cloud. You are working in DevOps or cloud or any your infrastructure as a service. So there you can use the Conjur, and using this Conjur you can get the password from CyberArk, and that can be implemented in this script or in any of your cloud applications. So idea is because on your cloud nowadays every company is moving to cloud, so the risk is high because they want to run some development script or running some any script they are running or deployment, anything they are doing with this script, because bulk task, for the bulk task everyone will be using a script only. So sometimes what happens, they just provide the passwords in a plain text in that script to connect to the cloud application or to run any type of cloud or DevOps. So that is a risk. If someone get the password, that person can do anything. So if you have heard about the case with the Uber, so it was the same only. So someone kept the password in a plain text, and that was like exploited by a hacker. So to mitigate those issues, so you can use the Conjur. So Conjur is one of the CyberArk AIM product, and you can using this you can eliminate the hard coded credentials, and this is specifically for your cloud applications only. For your DevOps or any cloud application or IaaS you are running, or any script you are running, so you can use this Conjur Secret Manager. And the installation is completely different. It's a you need to load the image on the Docker, and there are lots of steps are there to install on the Conjur, because it's a separate component, and you need to install in a Linux, and every your password everything will be encrypted. Okay. So guys, if you have any questions or any doubt, you can just ping on the you can just comment below. I will just try to answer your query. I may be sometime I get busy in some other works, but sometime I'm replying lately, but definitely I'll reply to you guys whenever I get time. So you can just comment below, and also please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because coming days I'll be uploading more videos, more informative videos on this channel. Okay, moving to next. What is a CyberArk EPM? So this is also one of the main component, or you can say the different component of CyberArk. So earlier it was a Viewfinity, which was acquired by the CyberArk, and then they just renamed to the EPM. Endpoint Privilege Manager. So this is basically, you can say, it is used to let's say you are everyone is using the laptop or workstation to to log into their servers or anywhere. EPM can be installed. EPM agents can be installed on every laptop and every workstation to manage the your system with the least privilege. Because in CyberArk EPM you can just whitelist and blacklist, and you can configure different policies, and that will be applicable to your system. So let's say you have some whitelisted some applications. Those applications you will be able to open from your system. And if some applications have been blacklisted, so you won't be able to open those applications or not be able to just run those particular files or any application which is blacklisted by the CyberArk EPM. So in EPM there is an approach we follow which is least privilege user account. It means like every user will be having least privilege to the system or to the workstation or desktop, you can say. So this will be, let's say, you are having some local admin rights on your workstation. So if you are having the administrator right, you can do anything on your system. You can install or you can delete file, anything, because you are part of the administrator group. So that is a risk. If someone gets the password of your account, if your account gets compromised, so they can do anything on your laptop, on your system. So to use, if you are using the EPM, you can follow this least privilege user account approach, and limited permissions will be provided to the users. They will not be able to run every type of applications, or whenever administrator operation is required, you need to reach out to the administrator team or any help desk team who will be helping you out to perform that administrative task. So in EPM is like CyberArk is coming with the SaaS only. So they will just completely remove the on-premises. Now EPM will be only SaaS based. I think in coming years they will remove the on-premises. Earlier you can install the EPM on the server, and then you need to connect to the database. But now it's a SaaS based only. You will get a URL, and similarly with the Alero you need to sign up on to that EPM. Then you will get a dashboard, and there you can just configure the policies, and you can download the agents, and you can create the profile also. There are different types of profiles there in the EPM for the administrator role and for developer. So there are different profiles in the EPM dashboard. So you can just create those, and you can manage your endpoints, your laptops, your workstation using the EPM. So that is your EPM, Endpoint Privilege Manager. Okay, moving to next. Okay, so what is Cloud Entitlement Manager? Okay, so this is also one of the CyberArk solution, like it's a SaaS based solution. So why there was a need for the cloud entitlement manager? Because as we discussed, every company is moving to the cloud only. They are shifting their data from on premises to cloud, because on cloud it's cost friendly, and you need to pay only when you are using that service. Let's say if you are using that service for 10 hours, so you need to pay for 10 hours only. You don't need to pay for the remaining hours. So that's why many companies are moving their infra to the cloud only, and that is increasing the risk, because in cloud it's very hard to uh, just uh, just see like which user is having what permissions. So that's why CyberArk came with this utility or this component. So using this, you can just manage the permissions, because it just scan or just gather the all the information, what type of applications it is, what type of permissions are given to the users. So it can just remove the unused permissions. Let's say if someone is having the permission, so it can just gather all the information, like whether he is using that permissions or not on that particular applications. So if it will see it's not using that permission, so it can just revoke that without disturbing any ongoing operations. So the goal is to everyone should have the least privilege, because then only infra will be secure. Because as you know, during this COVID time, CyberArk attacks have been increased. So hackers are just looking for any loopholes and they just try to exploit. They are just doing the they just like want to get the loopholes. So if someone account gets compromised, so in that case, any access, like let's say if I'm having admin access, so if my account gets compromised, so in that case, hacker can do anything with my account. So to goal is to just minimize the this permissions. If the admin permission is not required on the cloud, so it can be revoked. So that is taken care by the cloud entitlement manager. So this will remove the excessive permissions without disturbing the operations. Automatically, it will be just removing that. Okay, moving to next. Okay, so what is the use of API key manager utility? So this is the utility. If you have seen, you will find this API key manager in your CPM folder also. After installing the CPM, you will see API key manager utility and your API key manager.ini file also. So this is being used to communicate to the PWA via API, because during I think in 10.7 version, CPM started communicating to PWA directly, because that CPM service, scanner service, Central Policy Manager scanner service, is used to connect to PWA to run that auto discovery, and for that it requires some API to connect to PWA. It uses that API on 443 port and it just connect to the PWA to run that auto discovery. And this is the utility, API key manager utility. So using this utility, you can create a API key.ini file, and in that file you can just record the your CPM user password manager and the key, so which will be used to communicate to the your PWA server. Just like your create cred file, there is a utility API key manager file. So this will be used to by the CPM to communicate to the PWA. So you can see if you will go to the CPM installation directory, I think in the vault folder you will find this API key manager.ini and your utility also. I think the API key manager, I think name of that file is the same only. And this is the command. Can you see this API key manager, add password manager, administrator? So you need to provide the API of your PWA address. So that should be provided. So let's say you were installing the CPM, and due to any issue API key manager utility was not created or it was not working. So in that case you can just delete the old key and you can run this API manager utility key again, and you can just create a new key, but before that you need to delete the old key and then you can just create a new one, and then you can just start your service and you can see if it is working or not, if your CPM is able to communicate to the PWA or not. So that is your API key manager utility. So guys, if you have any questions, so you can just comment below. I will just try to answer those. And also don't forget to subscribe this channel, because you will miss the updates, because sometimes I am uploading the mock interview session or some informative videos also. So you will get a notification like today that video was uploaded. So on every Sunday I just try to upload a video. So by tomorrow I think I'll be uploading this video around 5 or 7 p.m. So you can watch this video till the end, and please subscribe to this channel, and don't and share with your friends also if you like this video. Okay, so thank you guys and have a good day.